Well, hey, everybody! Peppy Squirrel here, back with another episode of Storytime. It feels like it's been a while. Well, in this weekend's episode, I'm going to be telling you all the story about my trip last weekend to Cedar Point. I had such a great time there, and it's been many years since I visited Cedar Point, so I've got a whole lot of things to tell you guys about my trip to the park, so let's get right into it. So I had a goal while I was at Cedar Point, and that was to face my fear of roller coasters. And did I? You bet I did. I rode Blue Streak. It's the oldest coaster at Cedar Point, and I was a little nervous going up the first hill and then going down that first drop. I had my eyes closed and I was really holding on really tight. But after that first drop, I opened my eyes and I just started yelling and cheering, and I wasn't holding the lap bar so tight anymore. And the rest of the ride after that first drop was a whole lot of fun. I really liked it. While I was there, I was also hoping to go on 2 other coasters. I wanted to go on Gemini, that is the racing coasters at Cedar Point, and Cedar Creek Mine Ride. But I didn't go on either one because after I got off Blue Streak and just sat down and took a break, I thought to myself, I think that's the only coaster that I'm gonna go on today. Oh, but I sure did a lot of walking around. I think I circled the entire park about 4 or 5 times. Just seeing all the rides and just really taking in all the sights, because the park changed a lot since I was last there. I got to visit the barnyard, and they had some goats and sheep and some other animals, and that was really nice. I always like to go and visit barnyard animals. They were even selling buckets of food that you could feed the animals. I didn't do that. I just stood and took their picture and just kind of hung around there for a few minutes. It was really nice. Now, as for food, there's a lot of places to eat at Cedar Point, but I went to a place called Toaster's Diner in the park, and I had a really tasty cheeseburger and fries and a drink, and it was all really good. Toaster's Diner is actually right by a coaster by the name of Valraven, and if you looked up from right there by Coaster's Diner, you would see this 90-degree drop that the riders would get to, like at the very top of their first climb, and the ride would just kind of sit them there for a second, looking over the edge straight down, and then it would drop. And I took a video of that. But yeah, while we were there having our lunch, we would hear the Valraven riders screaming. Oh, and I also ordered a funnel cake and an icy. So I was really wired on a lot of sugar that day. There's another ride at Cedar Point. It's called Sky Ride, and I went on that twice. It's basically just a ride along a cable that takes you up over the top of the main street there in the park, and you just get a nice aerial view of the park. It's just real calm and relaxing. Oh, and of course, I had to stop in the gift shop, and I did get a few things. I got a t-shirt and I got a hat. The hat is just a Cedar Point hat, and the t-shirt that I bought is actually a Blue Streak shirt, since Blue Streak was the first roller coaster that I rode that morning. Well, the first and only one, but the first roller coaster that I got on in 22 years now. Yes, it's been a very long time since I got on a roller coaster. When I was real little, I would see roller coasters and I would say, I can't wait until I'm old enough to ride that. And then once I did become old enough, I got on my first roller coaster and I hated it. And that was all those years ago. So yeah, getting on Blue Streak finally ended that long streak of me not riding a roller coaster. Well, everybody, I think that's everything that I can remember about my trip last week to Cedar Point. I had such a good time, and even though I did go into the park hoping that I would ride a total of 3 roller coasters, even though that didn't happen and I only rode one, I still feel very, very accomplished knowing that I did get on Blue Streak. I did get on at least one coaster, and I was able to tackle that fear of mine. So yes, Cedar Point was awesome, and I can't wait until next year because I'll be going back for sure, and hopefully getting on Cedar Creek Mine Ride and maybe Gemini. We'll have to see. Okay, everybody, well, thank you for watching this weekend's episode of Storytime. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend and a great new week ahead. Stay awesome, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!